Have you ever felt like no matter how much effort you put in, life still feels heavy and complicated? You push harder, but things don't really move forward. And of course, this exhausts you. But in The Art of War, Sun Tzu and Sun Pin explain that in these situations, the problem got nothing to do with your efforts, it's your strategy. They show us timeless principles to bring clarity, focus, and ease into our lives. And today, for day 46 of my challenge to read 60 books in 60 days, I'm going to share with you 4 principles from this book that can really make your life easier. Transition. Principle number 1: clarity beats effort. Clarity is to have a plan. And why do you need a plan? A plan is what will allow you to work smarter instead of working harder. Because efforts that bring no results are just efforts you've produced in the hard work, but that is not always a smart work. A plan is what allows you to work smarter instead of just working harder. And yep, I'm talking about this to do list. Why do you need one? Because your energy, your focus, and overall your ability to be productive, it is not unlimited. During the day, your energy decreases, your focus decreases, and your productivity also decreases. And the plan is what allows you to do kind of the math with your energy, your focus, and even your productivity. A plan allows you to be like, okay, tomorrow from 6 a.m. to 10 a.m., it is going to be my deep work session. And I'm going to be working on this specific task. Probably, am I going to spend 30% of my energy, 40% of my ability to be focused, and probably my productivity. And for the rest of the day, I'm going to save this energy for this other specific task that I'm going to be working on from, let's say, 1 p.m. to 3 p.m., for example. A plan just allows you to do the math with your energy, your focus, and even your overall ability to be focused and productive. That's why you need a plan. A plan is what allows you to reduce 50% of the obstacles. And speaking on the obstacles, let's move on to the point number 2. That is, preparation is half the victory. This idea is also shared by Stephen Bartlett in his book, The Diary of a CEO. And the principle is simple. You don't want to start a project, you don't want to start your day without taking into account the fact that things can literally break bad, because they literally can break bad. That's why you want to have this picture of what happens if things break bad. What happens if it doesn't work like I'm expecting? What happens? What can I do? This just allows you to, of course, anticipate the worst case scenario. It is not to say that you want to bring bad luck in your life. No, you want to anticipate the worst case scenario. You want to know in advance that I will start this. Okay, probably I'm going to go outside tomorrow, but it may be raining tomorrow. So that's why I need to bring my umbrella. This is why you want to anticipate this worst case scenario. Preparation is really half the victory because it allows you to anticipate the obstacles and therefore prepare the solution if things indeed break bad. This is the secret of the biggest of this word, I do believe. When you don't predict, when you don't have this courage to imagine or picture the worst case scenario, you just go and you will be suffering the consequences, because no matter what you are up to, no matter what you want to do, things can literally break bad because you don't control everything and things never really happens like we expect. So this idea, this way of doing it's even a good thing, because when you try to focus and anticipate what happens if it does not work, what happens if I do fail, not once again, not it is not to say that you are going to fail. No, it is just a way for you to anticipate what happens if this does not work the way I expect. So you have a solution. If it does not work the way you expect, you know how to respond immediately. Principle number 3: flexibility creates opportunity. This is also an idea we are all particularly uncomfortable with. The idea of changes. We hate this word. Things may change. Things may change and forever. Maybe am I going to lose my job? Maybe tomorrow I will not be able to see you anymore. We hate changes. We hate this idea. We hate this feeling because we always associate changes with the bad things. We always associate changes with, this anxiety that it brings us, the fact that things will never be like it used to be before. This scares us at the point that we even forget that in every changes there is always an opportunity for us. There is always good things that come when there are changes. When you break up with somebody, there is always a good thing. You will lose a person, but you will also likely find somebody better than this one. When you lose your job, it is a bad thing, but you are more likely to find a better job with a higher salary. That's why you want to be comfortable with the idea of a changes. You want to have in mind every day consistently that things can change. Things can change. And today it was a sunny, tomorrow it may be raining. You want to be comfortable with this fact and be able to adapt under any circumstances. You want to be this person who adapts, who is happy when it rains and who is also happy when it is sunny. So do this exercise every day, every time if you can. Just take into account that, oh, things really change. It is life. Things will always change and life changes every day. So we should also change every day. Be comfortable with the idea of changes and learn to see through changes the opportunities that come with, not always the bad consequences or this feeling of anxiety that the change will bring in your life. No. Principle number 4, the smartest win is avoiding useless battles. For one reason, this idea is very important to everyone because we all feel guilty for saying no sometimes. You have friends who come to you and say, "Oh, bro, we have to go outside today." You know you're busy, but you deep down you know that you're going to feel guilty if you never hang up with friends because they're going to think you never hang up with them. So you just accept and go because you feel guilty if you say no. And the same goes even in our relationships, even our work, or even, of course, starting projects. We do things because we always feel guilty for never doing anything. And this idea is just there to tell us one thing. You don't have to feel guilty. You don't have to fight every battles. You don't have to say yes to everything. You can say no, and it's all right. Because you are not supposed to start a project if you don't feel ready. You don't want to do this thing if you don't feel like doing it. And you don't have to feel guilty for not doing something because you are not ready to do this thing. This is what it means not to fight everybody else. You can avoid fighting because you are not willing to fight. If you go and fight, you will lose this fight because you were not ready in every case. So you better just not fighting. You better just not starting this YouTube channel or starting this project because you are not ready anyway. I hope this video was useful for you. I will see you tomorrow. It's gonna be day 47. Take care of yourself. Bye bye.